First Nations peoples era, what's in a name? Let's play a guessing game. How many people live in the province of Saskatchewan? 1,049,701 is the right answer. Time for another guess. How many towns are in the province of Saskatchewan? Give me your best guess. 145 is the right answer. How many cities are in the province of Saskatchewan? What do you think? The right answer is 15. Brainstorm time. How many cities or towns can you think of? Maybe you remember where grandma or grandpa lives, or your auntie and uncle. What are the towns by your reserve? Have you driven by any on a camping trip? What about just outside your city? How many cities or towns can you think of? First Nation contributions to Saskatchewan. Place names are First Nation contributions. Place names are never just meaningless sounds. They tell stories about the places. They give us history and provide clues about the country's cultural and social development. Saskatchewan. Any guesses what our province's name really means? I'll apologize now for mispronunciation. If you see the word, maybe you could try say it too. It comes from the Cree word Kissiskatchewan. It means swift flowing river. How did the city Moose Jaw get its name? Would you like to know? There's a legend that the First Nation word Musochap-Iskani-Ississippi means river shaped like the jaw of a moose. Another story is that the name came from a Cree word, Moose-Gaw, which means warm breeze. In the winter, Moose Jaw is truly warmer than the rest of Saskatchewan, so maybe that's the truth. We'll never know. Quappel. Quappel. A Cree word, Katepwa, means the river that calls. A legend tells of a Cree man who was paddling his canoe on the way to his wedding. He heard his name called out. It was the voice of his bride, who was still many days' travel away. He answered, "Who calls?" A spirit echoed, "Who calls?" Then he hurried home, only to find out his bride had died. The last words she spoke were his name. The French settlers who came to Saskatchewan named the river Qu'Appelle, meaning "who calls." There's also a town named after the river. Saskatoon. The name comes from a red berry which grows in the area. The Cree called the berry Missaskatumin, meaning wild berries, which sounded a lot like Saskatoon to the average person. And it sounded like Saskatoon to the people that had settled on the banks of the river in 1882. Wanaskewin. Wanaskewin is Cree for seeking peace of mind. Wanaskewin Heritage Park is the site of a spiritual place which was visited by the Northern Plains Indians for over 6,000 years. They came here to hunt, gather food, worship, and celebrate. This National Historic Site is located on the outskirts of Saskatoon. Wascana. The Cree word Oscana means bones. It refers to the piles and piles of bones near a creek where the Cree killed bison. When the settlers arrived in 1880s, they set up camp near the creek. The Cree word Oscana became Wascana, and the creek was called Wascana Creek. More settlers arrived in the area when a railway station was built near the creek. When this pile of bones site was chosen as the new capital of the Northwest Territories, it was given the name Regina. More place names. Assiniboia means one who cooks with stones. Canistino, they who were the first to arrive. Macaw means loon. Mooseman, mooseberries. Nipawin, a place where one stands. Sinaluda, end of the fox's tail. Wakaw, the crooked part of the lake. Waskasiu, red deer. Wowoda, plenty of snow. Nokomis means grandmother.